Welcome to our channel Crime Loom, the place where true crime stories come alive.
Neville Heath was a man who looked confident, polite, and successful. But behind that image was extreme violence and cruelty. His crimes shocked Britain just after World War II, during a time when people hoped for peace and stability. Instead, Heath became one of the most disturbing killers the country had ever seen. Neville George Cleveley Heath was born in London in 1917. His early life was unhappy and unstable. His parents separated when he was young, and he grew up feeling rejected and unwanted. From childhood, Heath showed troubling behavior. He lied often, stole small items, and enjoyed controlling others. He struggled in school and was frequently in trouble. Teachers and adults noticed his lack of empathy, but at the time, such behavior was often ignored. As a teenager, Heath began committing crimes more seriously. He was involved in theft, fraud, and impersonation. He learned quickly that lying could help him escape consequences. He also learned that appearance mattered. If he dressed well and spoke confidently, people were more likely to believe him. This lesson shaped the rest of his life. Heath became obsessed with status and power. He wanted people to admire him and fear him at the same time. He invented stories about being wealthy, connected, and important. None of these stories were true. He came from no special background, but he worked hard to hide that fact. He copied the manners and speech of upper-class men and practiced sounding confident and superior. During World War II, Heath found the perfect opportunity to reinvent himself. He claimed to be an officer in the Royal Air Force. He wore uniforms, medals, and insignia that did not belong to him. Many people believed him without question. In wartime Britain, uniforms symbolized honor and trust. Few dared to challenge someone who claimed to serve the country. Heath used this false identity to gain admiration, especially from women. He presented himself as brave, wealthy, and powerful. Women who met him often found him charming at first. He spoke confidently and seemed exciting. However, behind closed doors, Heath was violent and controlling. He enjoyed humiliating and hurting others, especially women. Several women later reported being beaten and abused by Heath. Some escaped him and tried to rebuild their lives. Others were too frightened to report him. At that time, abuse was often dismissed as a private matter. Heath was questioned before, but never properly stopped. Each time he escaped consequences. His confidence grew. By 1946, Heath's violent fantasies had grown darker. He no longer wanted just control. He wanted suffering. His behavior showed clear signs of sexual sadism. He enjoyed pain, fear, and domination. These desires would soon turn deadly. The first known murder happened in London in June 1946. The victim was Marjorie Gardner. She was a young woman who met Heath while socializing. Heath once again pretended to be a wealthy and powerful man. He invited her to a hotel room. Inside, Heath attacked her with extreme violence. Marjorie Gardner was beaten repeatedly. Her injuries were severe and shocking. When her body was found, it was clear she had suffered a brutal assault. Heath claimed that her death was an accident caused by rough intimacy. However, medical examiners disagreed. They found clear evidence of torture and intentional violence. Police questioned Heath, but did not immediately charge him. The investigation was still ongoing, and Heath remained free. This delay would soon have tragic consequences. Only weeks later, Heath killed again. His second confirmed victim was Doreen Marshall. She was a kind and trusting woman who met Heath through acquaintances. Like his previous victim, she believed his lies. Heath invited her to a flat in Bournemouth, promising comfort and safety. Inside the flat, Heath revealed his true nature. Doreen Marshall was beaten, tortured, and strangled. Heath used belts, a tie, and his own hands. The violence was prolonged and deliberate. Her body showed signs of repeated attacks. Investigators later said the level of cruelty was among the worst they had ever seen. This time, police acted quickly. Heath was arrested soon after the murder. Evidence against him was overwhelming. Witnesses placed him with the victim. Forensic evidence confirmed his involvement. Unlike before, there was no doubt. When questioned, Heath appeared calm and confident. He showed no sadness, fear, or regret. He spoke politely and even joked at times. His lack of emotion disturbed officers. He seemed to believe he was smarter than everyone else and could escape punishment. During his trial, Heath pleaded insanity. His defense argued that he suffered from mental illness and could not control his actions. Several doctors examined him. They agreed that Heath had a severe personality disorder and sadistic tendencies. However, they also agreed that he knew exactly what he was doing. Doctors testified that Heath planned his actions carefully. He chose his victims, controlled the situation, and understood the consequences. He was not confused or unaware. The court rejected his insanity plea. The trial attracted massive public attention. Newspapers described Heath as a monster hiding behind a gentleman's face. The public was shocked by the details of the crimes. Many could not believe that someone so polite and well-spoken could be capable of such cruelty. Throughout the trial, Heath remained cold and detached. He never apologized to the victims' families. He never expressed guilt. His behavior made it clear that he felt superior and untouchable. This attitude only strengthened the case against him. Neville Heath was found guilty of murder and sentenced to death. In October 1946, he was executed by hanging at Wandsworth Prison. He was 29 years old when he died. His execution brought relief to the public, but it did not erase the horror of his crimes. After Heath's death, his case became an important moment in British criminal history. Experts began studying him more closely. He became one of the early examples of a charming psychopath who used lies and social status to harm others. His case helped shape future understanding of violent offenders. Heath's story also exposed serious failures in the justice system. Despite earlier warnings, reports, and violent behavior, he was allowed to continue. Many believed his appearance and status protected him. His case showed how dangerous it can be to judge people based on looks or confidence. Neville Heath is often compared to later killers such as Ted Bundy. Both men appeared charming and intelligent. Both used lies to gain trust. Both enjoyed power and control, and both committed acts of extreme cruelty. While appearing normal to the outside world, the legacy of Neville Heath is one of warning. His story reminds society that evil does not always look frightening. Sometimes it smiles, speaks politely, and wears expensive clothes. His victims were ordinary people who trusted the wrong man. Today, Neville Heath is remembered as one of Britain's most sadistic killers. His name represents cruelty hidden behind charm. His crimes remain a reminder of the importance of listening to victims, questioning appearances, and recognizing warning signs before it is too late. Though decades have passed, the horror of Neville Heath's actions still echoes through history. His victims lost their lives to a man who believed he was above the law. Their stories continue to be told so that such evil is never forgotten.
For watching more amazing videos like this, subscribe our channel Crime Loom.